Welcome back, everyone. This is part 2 of my interview with Elizabeth Sobol, president of SPAC. If you missed part 1, please go to the website. You really enjoy hearing how Elizabeth feels about the arts and about the impact on in our community. Well, let's face it, the driver of all this is programming, right?
It certainly is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like I said in the first one of the biggest days of the year around here is when SPAC announces their season. Separate from the Live Nation season, by the way. All right, so we've got National Ballet of Cuba coming. That is such a coup. When I first read it, I couldn't believe it because I think there's a handful of performances that they're allowed to do when visiting the United States.
Yeah, they don't come often because of visa issues and governmental issues, but they we had this opportunity, the Kennedy Center, we're bringing them in late May, early June, and so I heard about this tour and we jumped on it. So we're one of only 5 presenters in the whole nation, including the Kennedy Center. They're going to Chicago, they're coming to us, and 2 more dates down in Florida, and that is it.
Oh, gotcha. So, now, they'll do 3 performances?
3 performances of Giselle. There's a Wednesday night, 6, 7, and 8 of June, evening performances, and 1 matinee. The one on the middle day is
on the middle day is a matinee.
Yeah.
They are performing Giselle, and it is a little early for SPAC season to start, for sure. So just, bring a hat. But I've got news. There is something magical about being at SPAC in that just when it's turning green and it's becoming, and you get there that first night and there's an energy the first night.
We call it the SPAC awakening. So that's
our
SPAC awakening.
In more ways than one.
Indeed.
Moving into talking about dance, let's jump right into City Ballet.
Yep.
I looked at the schedule, which you can get by going to their website. And one thing just stood out to me, 21st century choreographers.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the things that's so exciting to me about New York City Ballet is the repertoire coming from the young choreographers these days. I mean, I was blown away by Justin's The Times of Racing last year. Oh my God. And I was at City Ballet's opening night gala in the fall and saw some great ballets. So we're going to bring Justin's Pulcinella. It is just spectacular. Just the costumes alone but Lauren Lovett, Jenna Ryson, and another Peck piece. So, we're trying some things differently this year. We're not mixing, the young choreographers with Balanchine or other choreographers. We wanted to see how would it go to just focus on those young choreographers. They're all SPAC premieres. So that's exciting to me to be featuring those choreographers on their own.
I want to just say something about this. Last year, my wife and I went to the Justin Peck Ballet. It's not, I have to phrase this carefully, but it isn't just a bunch of tutus on stage, if you know what I mean. When you see the young choreographers, you can't believe how cutting edge it is. It's like going to see a really great rock concert. My wife and I were the last ones out of the theater last year. We couldn't even get up. It was just so mesmerizing, how talented, and to see the combination of music and dance and costume and lighting and all of that. And SPAC is I think very smartly putting together a night of just those kinds of ballets so that you can try it, see something new, experience something new. You'll be talking about it for weeks. I absolutely guarantee you that you will. Some of the other highlights, 100th anniversary, so hard to think that it might really be a 100th anniversary of people like Bernstein and Robbins.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to pay tribute to both of them on our closing night, which is also the night of the famous Ballet Gala.
Yes.
And there are some great works on that program as well. I would just urge everybody, so we don't go through program by program, all the programming info is on SPAC.org. But, this summer we're paying tribute to Bernstein with the orchestra as well. We're trying to, do as much as we can to pay homage to some of these great American artists from the last century.
Well, last year you did that too. You cross-pollinated a lot of things with the orchestra and the chamber. It's wonderful to see an artist on the big stage, we call it, right, at SPAC, but then maybe you'll catch something at the little theater and the chamber too.
And you're also there's a little bit of a hint there too, the other New York City Ballet, there's obviously a Balanchine evening of some of the great Balanchine ballets, but there's also Romeo and Juliet. So what you're going to see is the Romeo and Juliet. You're going to pick up a symphonic Shakespeare. There's going to be a through line of Shakespeare as well as this Bernstein tribute. And we'll get to in a minute this festival within a festival that we're planning called the Out of This World Festival. But you'll see these themes weaving through what we're doing, and there will be a lot more interstitial programming and events that will add spice to the amphitheater stage programming.
You know, I think it's a sense of discovery is always so central to that appreciation of what the arts brings. And when she mentions that they're doing an all-balance night, I think they're doing Four Temperaments at night, aren't they doing that? And if you ever want to see what progressive thinking is like, you can see a ballet like Four Temperaments, and it'll be the 50th anniversary of it or something, and it looks like it was choreographed yesterday. Yeah. It is so forward thinking, and these are the kinds of things that if you just try, you just want to see it, or if you're a diehard, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's move into the orchestra, because we got a whole we got a bunch of things.
There's a lot.
Okay, so hit me with the orchestra.
Okay, so there's a number of things that are highlights this year, in addition to the repertoire. Number one, by popular demand, we are going to weekly matinees. Every Thursday will be a matinee performance. We haven't done this in quite a while, and this is something a lot of people ask me about. So we're going to give it a shot, and I'm hoping that all those people who've been saying they want to be able to come to a matinee will come. So Thursday afternoons are the matinees. We've also got Yannick Nézet-Séguin, the conductor of the Philadelphia Orchestra, who is one of the most in-demand conductors in the world today. He's not only the music director of Philadelphia, he's the music director designate of the Metropolitan Opera. He is giving us 2 weeks this summer, which when you consider the demands on his time, the fact that he's chosen to dedicate an extra week to SPAC this summer is really is big news. So we're thrilled to have him for 6 performances this summer.
I don't know how you pulled that off. Plus, I also noticed you know how to pronounce his last name, which is.
Believe me, I practiced it a lot. Practiced it a lot.
You would have to. Joshua Bell.
Okay, so Joshua Bell, in my mind, and I did have the privilege of working with him as his manager for many years. Josh epitomizes the ultimate artist for this day and age, because there's nobody. I frankly, and some people may object to this superlative, but there's no greater violinist playing today.
Yeah, you want to something I'd second that.
The virtuosity, of course, the mastery, of course, the passion, the soulfulness. He's just the complete musician. But he's also managed in the course of his career to really have a much broader following from people who aren't necessarily classical music fans. You know, and he's done that through all his film projects, and he's done that through collaborating with people as diverse as, Edgar Meyer and Mike Marshall to Josh Groban and many others. So to me, he's the epitome of the kind of artist who can really, is at the top of his game, but also opens his arms wide in terms of bringing people in. You know,
that happens to be a very important point, and it has so much to do, if you've ever seen Joshua Bell perform, it's the way he engages the audience. I think it's Seiji Ozawa. There are certain artists that just have that added ability to connect with an audience. You know what? I want to get more into the programming, so we're going to break this into yet one more part. Okay. All right. So if you want to see part 2, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.